What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday and welcome to another Blogs with Boilon Friday. Yes, this week has been absolutely crazy. We've been going through a bit of a roller coaster of emotions from the end of the Nova event, which ended on Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and the leaderboard follow with regards to the second event and the compensation of the fix of the fix of the fix. I don't even know where we're at right now. Anyways, so I did actually get a payout for my Nova leaderboard screw up. Sorry, their leaderboard screw up. No, not my screw up. And so I actually made, was it 60 additional shards? I'm waiting for my game to load up in the meantime, but I hope that some of you were able to do that. Now, what's interesting is if you go into the leaderboard, they did actually roll it back to 100k, but they did make a statement following that, basically saying that, going forward, expect it to be 400k. That this was a mistake of communication on their part, obviously, but that things will be made apparent more going forward. So do expect that these kind of trial events are going to be made harder, without a doubt. And cool, we had one alliance where I haven't logged in since. So here we are. And I'm going to show this off really quick before we get to the blog. And actually, it might be gone now. No, it's gone. Can't even look at it. But it was about 128k. I'm sure you can find some photos looking around. I do want to kind of show this, though. My claimed. I want to go down to wherever this. So I got an additional 60 shards and my 3 red star Nova. I only had 2 red star before, so this was added to mine, and that got me to about 5 star, which is fine. And so they did correct that, but in the future, they basically said, it might not happen. So I would be cautious about that going forward. So let's get on over to the blog. And we have our first experience of Super Skrull, it would seem. Super Skrull in Dark Dimension 6 Celebration. And I'll be honest, I have little excitement for this. And the only reason for it is because I've talked about this with Gear Tier 18 minis and how excruciatingly painful it's going to be with the combination of the gold cost of G18 minis and why, the gold hasn't really gone up. So it's really hard to buy these things to start. And also the lack of fragments from the incursion raid. We're literally penny pinching here when it comes to G18, way more than any of the other gear tiers come before it. But hey, let's see what they have to say. So normally I would look at this, but I'm actually just going to jump ahead down below and kind of I appreciate that they're showing it here at the top, but I'd like to see it in order, so we'll see what ends up having. So Dark Dimension 6, first clear celebration. The next chapter, with the target release date of June the 27th. Are whales and krakens even going to be able to do that? Really? I would be, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. If any krakens are watching this, let me know. Is June 27th too early? Honestly, Dark Dimension 5 was I don't know, sometime in October, November time, if I'm not mistaken. It was alongside the Eternals patch, I think. And so, good luck. If you can do this, I'll see you guys in, 6 months from June, if we're lucky. July, August, September, October, November, December. I'll see you in 2024. Because I think that's realistically, for the majority of us, we're going to start Dark Dimension 6 in 2024. Maybe later. Because I think that not only are the gear tier requirements higher, in terms of how many pieces that you need, we're getting less and less. And so my motivation for this, I'll admit, is just super, super low. I don't really care. It's a non-discussion. Some people have been asking me why I haven't been doing videos on who to recommend for Dark Dimension 6. Get out of here. This isn't going to be happening for anyone, anytime soon. Just get that out of your head. It's not happening. So at least 20 characters to clear it. We know this. I'm not even going to really go over this. There is sections that, unless it's been changed, 9, 10, 11, so 3 nodes, 3 nodes, 3 nodes, 2 nodes. So it's only 2 nodes for the no trait restriction, and then 3 nodes for global, 3 nodes for cosmic, 3 nodes for city, 2 nodes for legendary non-horsemen, and 2 legendaries that can include apocalypse. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to use non-horseman legendary all the way through. Yep, that's exactly what my plan is, because why would I gear additional characters to do any of this? Just doesn't seem worth it. Do we even need to talk about all of this stuff? But let's just do it for shits and giggles here. The winner will personally receive a promotion to Red Star of an eligible character of their choice from a list. So you can't even choose. They choose for you, basically. This cannot include any currently characters that don't have 7 available, like Apocalypse. The player's name, blah, 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 we know this. The name must be appropriate for in-game use. Same stuff. It's like a fucking prize pool. The general player base will receive. The winner will get to choose 2 characters of a list, right? It's going to be a list of eligible... They love to just, you can't choose who you want to choose. You have to choose who they tell you to choose. Basically. Community poll, this is garbage. Let's talk about Super Skrull, okay? This is what we care about. Wow, they actually gave us the speed up front. So he's a villain, cosmic character, bio brawler. A lot of these are to be expected. I expect those traits. He does not have a team tag, and that's fine. The Fantastic Four phase, yeah, this is the lore for him, I guess. The first completion of Dark Dimension 6 will give him a 5-star with 2 reds. So this is pretty common, just like Dormammu. Let's talk about the kit, though. That means he's going to be released next patch. Actually, in fact, that means the patch is going to be before this date of Dark Dimension 6, because he has to be in the roster by then, right? Just in case someone clears on day 1, which is highly unlikely. What was the date again? June 27th. So that means the content patch for 7.2 is going to be around the corner. Speed 124. I don't know how good that is anymore. I don't know where that stacks up. We'll have to talk about this more in a separate video when we have more time to really digest this. But Skrull Barrage, if the primary target has exposed... Wait, what? Has exposed. Is this a new mechanic that we're going to see later? I've not heard of exposed. Clear all barrier on the primary target. Attack primary target for 400% piercing plus chain for 370 piercing. Flip 3 positive effects into negatives. Gain defense up for 2 turns and safeguard for 2 turns. Plus bury yourself on a basic. Wow, safeguard on a basic? If that's on a striker attack action, that's going to be wild. If this character spawned with 2 or more, or has 2 or more villain allies, this attack ignores defense up. Interesting. If this character spawned with 2 or more hero allies, apply Disrupted to each target. Okay. So he does more damage with villain allies and applies a Disrupt with hero. That's interesting. Interesting mechanic. This attack can chain to stealth targets. Counterattack breaks this chain and is unavoidable and 200% extra focus. Okay, so that's pretty likely you're going to land that Disrupt. Okay, let's talk about this. ISO striker action. So it doesn't have the safeguard portion in there, it would seem. I like that they're giving this up front. Everything else does seem to happen, but yeah, no safeguard. You actually have to use the basic for that. Special Bending Flames. 3 out of 3 cooldown. Wow. 450% damage plus apply Expose. Okay, so we're going to learn down below then what Expose does. Kind of want to check that first. If this character spawned with 2 or more hero allies, apply ability block for 2 turns to the primary target. Okay. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 400% plus reduce speed bar by 20% for each target. If this character had villain allies, reduce speed bar by an additional 40%. That sounds like it already does reduce speed bar, which it doesn't say that. But anyways, that's interesting. So you get speed bar for villains, or there is here my mistake. It's like this, and then this stuff. I don't know. It's really wonky, the order of events. So it's 20% for everyone, and then it's 60% if you have villains. Ability block if you have hero characters. Very interesting mechanic that, they're kind of you can use heroes or villains with them. Very interesting. Clear stealth on all enemies. Gain the following positive effects. +2 defense up, +2 offense up, +3 deflect. Immunity for 2 turns. Stealth. So again, just to himself. It's not for allies, so he's very selfish, it seems, to have all this stuff on himself. Ultimate Psionic Supernova, 3 out of 6 energy cost. Apply Trauma for 2 turns to the primary target. Flip defense up on everyone. Attack all enemies for lots of piercing. And apply heal block for 3 turns and offense down for 2 turns. And then more villain-hero interactions, so more damage with villains, and then trauma to all enemies with heroes. Now that's interesting, because that might be where you might want to determine where and who you're using him with. If you need that 2-turn AoE trauma, that's going to be huge. And then bury yourself and all allies for 30% of this character's max health. That one's good. I'm assuming he's going to have a lot of health. So this is really strong. His ultimate is going to be really good. And that's a lot. That's 1,000% piercing with villains or the trauma with heroes. So in all game modes, and I think this is going to be really important to deciding where and who you're using them with. Passive, the fantastic one. First time this character falls under 50%, clear all negative effects, heal, and then heal. This is like a common mega character sort of preservation move. While this character has stealth, allies gain 20% damage reduction. This is the first time we've ever seen a flat damage reduction percentage that's not just barrier. And so this is really interesting. On stun, clear all stun, apply stun to the attacker. He's just throwing it back. So that's interesting too. Lower armor for all enemies by 25%. I'm kind of jumping ahead. When an enemy gains a positive effect, or when this character or an ally gains a negative effect, heal self for 5%. And fill his speed bar by 10%. Okay. Stat stuff. Heroes gain more damage and focus. Villains... Oh, sorry. He gains all this for more heroes. So he does more damage with heroes, but he does more flat damage on his attacks with villains. It's weird, like they're trying to like balance this out a bit. And he gets armor resistance for more villains. Enemies with exposed cannot gain safeguard, deflect, or evade. This does not prevent prolonging the duration of effect. So it's like an anti-safeguard mechanic, which is weird because safeguard is already like a fairly new mechanic itself. I don't know. Sure, whatever. I mean, it doesn't seem that crazy, but I guess it's like a mega attack to beat another mega character is what I'm looking at. When an enemy with exposed is attacked, this character attacks all enemies for 5%. Oh, what? This character attack. That almost sounds like a mind control. When an enemy with exposed is attacked, this character attacks all the other enemies for 5% of his max health. And barrier this... That's weird. Oh, sorry, this is Super Skrull attacking for 5% of his max health. Okay, my bad, sorry. I thought they were trying to explain the exposed mechanic, but no, never mind. Never mind. I'm stupid. It's been a long day. Alright, so we have the Infinity... to Infinity, which is the Cosmo event campaign coming around. And so that's going to be coming pretty soon. Now, this is going to use specific traits called the Intergalactic trait down here, which has non-legendary characters. Now, I don't know if this is actually in the game right now. We should probably check this. They add it? They stealth add it? Oh, it is in here. So what characters are we using for the Cosmo event? Well, you can see it right here. Gamora, Hela, Adam Warlock, some of the Gamma. It's actually not very good. So hopefully you have some of these characters. Otherwise... I would say this top 2 rows, not including Invisible Woman, these top like 8 characters are like the most likely that you're going to have leveled up. It's not a very good one. The traits are actually pretty bad. But hey, let's read on a little bit. You'll need to at least 5 characters with the limited time to attempt the heroic difficulty, which rewards teal gear. Okay. All right. The running time has been reduced from 14 days to 7 days. That's a huge departure. There were 15 days in the past event campaigns were, so they got that wrong. That's okay. I know that stuff because I do events. But yeah, it's down to 7 days farm. First time rewards gold and gear and the intergalactic orb items. Okay, so is all of our shards for Cosmo coming just from these orbs? Because that will cut down... You remember when we used to be able to get 5 stars for event campaigns, or 4 or 5 stars? Maybe now we're looking at a 3-star because they've reduced that to 7 days that you can farm this orb for. More things in this game going down the shitter, but we'll see. I'll reserve judgment until we see it up front. This is going to be the Spoils of War Alliance event. You've already seen this before. It's just simply on war battles. Rough Rifts. Now, this is going to be the milestone associated specifically with this campaign event. I want to open that up to see if there's any Cosmo shards in there. Grab your key tower, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to read this. Top commanders, let's see what it looks like in here. Riff Ruff's chart. Open 1 intergalactic orb. You get 3,000 points. And 1 gold orb. It says gold orb over here for 2,000 points. It's 7 days. Let's look at the actual rewards. On the leaderboard, by the way, there's red stars for Cosmo up to 1 to 2% down there. What I want to see, can I zoom out a little bit? Is there any Cosmo shards in here at all? I don't see any. Hela, Mighty Thor, Valkyrie, Hela, Abomination. Okay, and we need to get to this point for the Ghost Stompers item, which is going to be 180,000 points. So, of course, there's going to be an event video next week. Sorry, not last week. Next week on this. I guess we're only getting Cosmo shards from the orb. But what that means is that, you know, hey, good luck. Maybe you'll get a 3-star. But we won't know until we see the contents of the orb. But we have half as much time. That's what we know. Battle of the Barks, web milestone. That's going to give us more milestone points for this main event milestone, and you have to earn Blitz credits. Great. So, everyone, from Monday, save your Blitz credits. From Monday, because the event is not until, when's the event? The event's on Tuesday. So you might actually be able to save the Orb Blitz on Sunday until Tuesday. You might be able to. I don't remember if it lasts that long, but you might be able to. But nonetheless, save the character Blitz on Monday, and you'll be able to hoard that for the Cosmo event. Star-Lord Annihilation event. Oh, wait, no, sorry. His pre-offer. June the 8th. You can buy him if you want. I'm not spending any money on this game anymore. And then we have another quick rumble of Dark Hunters next week. Strike Pass with Gwenpool already. Like, they're just chucking new warriors at us. Wow. Character availability for Firestar into the orbs next week, and Gwenpool into the Elite Store next week. And then we have the free claim as well. I have the store open, so let's take a look. We do have where the hell is it even? Did I pass it? Okay, I don't know. Maybe there's stores, maybe my webpage was busted. Let's do it again. Okay, it's here. So you get the free claim for Cosmo, and you get the event stuff as well, and an extra Dark Dimension 6 countdown orb. Hopefully you guys have been getting some good drops for that. Also, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the events for this month, you can see it here. We have, after Rough Rifts, we have Family Bedrock. Have no idea what this is for. I think it's just a regular event. And then we have the Star-Lord event on June the 19th called Outlaw Encore. And then Thunderous Applause, which is Thor's event, on June the 28th to July 05. So these are the rest of the characters for the Nowhere team that are going to be coming up. So make sure you take a look at this chart. It's also in my Discord, so you can take a look at the photo there if you want. These are the main events for the rest of the month and into July. In fact, it actually goes into towards the end of the first week of July. So it's a bit surprising there how long this is going to be going on. And of course, everything that you've read in here, everyone, Commanders, is what? It is, where's my button? Subject to change, because you never know when things in this game is not going to be as it sees. So I can only do as good as the information given to me. So if there's anything wrong in the events next week, fortunately, that's not my problem. I can't do much about that, but I'll do my best in terms of being able to find out what's correct and not. And so, of course, make sure you're following the channel, because there's always going to be the event videos here for every single event for the month of June. And that's going to be the end, everyone. And until next time, also enjoy your weekend. Please do. Sometimes you just need to rewind from Marvel Strike Force, or unwind rather. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. And until then, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.